Hello my friends, so I bought this plant yesterday. It's very dry, so I think it's a good opportunity, if I wanted to put it in semi-hydro. Also bought this plant yesterday, so I'm going to do the same with this one. Now, I'm always a bit dubious buying plants because you don't know if they've got pests. So I'm going to do something today that I've never normally done, but I'm going to do it. And that is, I'm going to dunk my plants. I've mixed up a solution of neem oil, rainwater, soap and peppermint oil. Mixed it all together and I'm going to just basically dunk it in. So would you like to see? Now this is what I'm doing. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'll do this one first because it's smaller. So I'm just going to squeeze the pot. Very dry, so it should be easy enough. Yeah, very dry. So I'm just pulling it apart, pulling the roots, pulling the soil, moving everything. I'm sure there's going to be hundreds of fungus gnats in here. But that's plants, isn't it? I'm getting rid of most of this soil because it'll be cleaner. And this is dry as well, so it's going to be less messy, less muddy. Just get down to the bare bones of it. I've got rid of most of the soil. I can feel a mass inside there, so I think it's one of those plugs that they use in the nurseries. So I'm just going to try and pull that away as much as I can without disturbing the roots too much. But I wanted to show you, sorry about that wobble. So you can see here that the plant has started to take itself off into different directions. This is where we can divide it. So these two fingers here, that's a separate plant there. So can you see how that moves? I'm moving that and it's moving separately to the rest of the plant. So I'm hoping that that will divide. If you look at the bottom here, in this area, it will be attached somehow to that mother plant. So I'm just trying to pull the roots, but tease them rather than pull them, to shake them about to get the movement to free up the roots. So with my right hand, I'm gently moving it. Now if it snaps, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't the end of the world. So if you hear a snap, don't think, oh my god, she's wrecked it, because I haven't. Just remember, they always grow back. You see here. I'm trying not to handle that leaf as well. So I'm just going to dance around with it. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to tease it out. Sometimes you might not get the one that you want and you might get another piece, because this one here, that may come away easier than the other. But there's potentially 3, maybe 4 that I can use here. So I'm just going to tease away. You see that mass in the middle there? That's the plug. See, in nurseries, what they tend to do in general, in the cheap nurseries, they will put more than one plant in a plug to guarantee getting a successful transfer, and then they'll leave them there. Right, so there's one plant. You see that barky stuff there? Get rid of that, don't need that. So that's quite a healthy root system there. So I'm just going to go ahead and dunk that in the solution that I did before. So if there's any pests, that should deter a little. This one, I may actually be able to get 3 plants off this, potentially 4, but I do want to keep a central stunning piece in the middle. Okay, here's the next one. So I'm going to do the same with this. This one may come away a little bit easier because it's already divided itself really. But we need to get inside and have a look. Very dry again. This is ideal. This is ideal when you're moving over to semi-hydro, to do it when it's dry, because the soil doesn't stick together as much. Bit wetter inside than I was expecting, if I'm honest, but not too bad.
Bye, my friends.
I'm going to dip that in, but then I'm going to do it that way so it doesn't run down and rot. I think this one I'm just going to do 2, because although there's a lot that I could do, I don't want to be putting any more in semi-hydro. I just want 1, because I don't need, I've got to be strict with myself because I don't need all these plants, but I want them. Just see how many you can get from 1 plant. So these are going to drain now. And to let them drain like that. I'm going to huddle them all together so the roots don't dry out, because I've got to go out. So I'm going to do these when I come back. Okay, now I've got rid of most of the soil, so we need to wash off the rest from around the roots, as best as we can. You're never going to get it perfect, but as best as you can, without damaging the roots. So I'm going to go and do that now. Right, my friends, so you've probably heard of semi-hydroponics. That's why you're here, which is basically water, growing your plants in water. But the semi means you've got something else in there, so it's half water and half something else. The something else in this case is it's clay balls, but I'm trying something else which has got, it looks different to the clay balls, but it has the same effect. It's just basically semi-hydroponic media. So what happens is, whatever this is made, whatever stone it is made of, it slightly absorbs water around its edges, which causes a capillary action. So this is a leca clay ball. So clay touching clay, touching clay, touching clay. The water works, it's got a capillary action. So when it's touching together, it will spread going up the media, and eventually it will spread up to the roots. So that is how the roots get the moisture, touching the clay or the other media, the other rock. I don't know what rock it is, but it doesn't matter. So this is my media. It's in a clear pot, so I can potentially see what's going on if there's any root rot. It might not be possible to see, but that's why it's in a clear pot anyway. So here is my washed Never Never plant roots, good healthy root system. So you basically do it the same as you would with soil, compost. So you plant it in there, backfill. So that is one in the semi-hydro. So I've got a pot here, just a normal ceramic pot. I'm going to fill the pot, fill the level to about there. Can you see that? To about there. With a nutrient solution mixed with rainwater. At this stage, we don't want to put too much water in there because we don't want to cause the plant to go into shock with it being exposed to too much water too early. We just want to gradually introduce it to the water, to the semi-hydro life. So I'm going to do the same with our, I'm leaving that to one side, I'll tell you in a minute why. Not sure which one to use because that's quite nice. I think I'll use that one just because its markings on it are a bit nicer. You'll notice as well with this one, the smaller leaves are green. They're not variegated yet, but with age that will change. So don't think you've got a dud. It's just the younger leaves will be green. It takes time. So I'm going to do the same again with this. This is an old milkshake bottle that I've cut up and put holes in the outsides for breathing. Okay, now I'm going to wash that out because there's a bit of dirt in there and I don't want it. Same again. To the halfway mark. Not halfway. Probably just under a third. As I say, I don't want to shock it just yet. So there we have it. He's a bit wonky, but he'll straighten himself up. So right, these are my two in lacquer, well, pon, semi-hydroponics.